Bună ziua!
Bună ziua!
I have some questions. And why we're celebrating today the raising of Romanian flag?
We're celebrating today the National Day of Romania. It's the 99th anniversary of our modern state, and we are so happy and delighted to have a large part of the Romanian Canadian community with us, part of the priesthood and members of the parliament as well.
What is your plan to strengthen ties between Romanian diaspora in Canada and motherland?
Actually, it's this end of the year is very fortunate for us, for the Romanian government, for Romanian Canadian community living here in Canada. It was and it is still the year when CETA, the economic trade agreement between Canada and the countries of the European Union, was signed, and hopefully is going to enter into force by the signing of each member state. We also starting actually tomorrow, December the 1st, it's going to be the lifting of all restrictions to Romanian Romanian passport holders to come to visit Canada without a visa for stays up to 6 months. And also we are fortunate to learn that Air Canada decided to restart the flights from and to Romania next summer in June with flights from Montreal and also from Toronto.
Nice to meet you, yes. Well, welcome here in Toronto, and thank you very much for the wonderful event. And I would like to actually ask you something from a leisure time, meaning, for example, if United Council of Canada was to invite Romanian artists, whom would you recommend to invite?
I don't want to tell you to choose one before other. I could tell you that my last attendance was to a concert by a brilliant pianist who lives nowadays here in Toronto. It's Theo Milea.
And at the same time, from what you're saying, very Romanian in taste and in flavor. So that will be something very insightful for Canadians also to see and experience.
For Canadians, because he's bridging classic and modern. He's bridging Romania and Canada as well.
Oh, that's actually fantastic, because nowadays that's all about the fusion. We're mixing food from the different parts of the world, and as well we're mixing, of course, the music, and that will be a wonderful experience for the viewers to see. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us today, and enjoy our National Day of Romania.
Yes, we will. Thank you very much.
Corneliu Chișu, how you became a first origin Romanian member of parliament in Ottawa?
So, first of all, I came to Canada as an immigrant, and we are a nation of immigrants here. So, what I have done, I integrated myself in the Canadian way of life, and I was an engineer. I enrolled in the Canadian Armed Forces. I was deployed in Bosnia-Herzegovina, and also I was in Afghanistan in 2007. So serving your country, which is Canada, is a very important thing for me. So I ran for parliament, and I was lucky to be elected. So in Parliament of Canada is one institution where we are writing the legislation for Canadians and to make their life better. So that was, and I enjoyed my time in Parliament, and it was great to serve the people of Canada.
Hi Marius, what brings you to Canada, and when did you come to Canada?
I came in Canada in 2001. I was a mechanical engineer in Romanian Army, and I just chose to start a new life. And I started I've become a real estate agent since 2005, And since then, I was working very close to our community, with the Romanian community. Because I provide good services to them, they were happy, and I have a lot of referrals from them. And during the 12 years in real estate, I became the top 1% in Toronto real estate board since 2007. And the key of success is just providing good services, keep close to our community, and participate to all events, and try to be sponsored as much as I can.
What message do you want to give to young generation?
Just don't forget, your ancestors. Don't forget your former country. Try to stay together, and you'll become successful. Just be positive, and you'll achieve it. Believe it, and try, and you'll achieve it for sure.
Mulțumim frumos!
Cu mare plăcere. Mulțumesc!
Dear Tony, how you came to the idea of raising flag for various countries?
Well, the answer is very simple. The answer is that I used to be the minister of multiculturalism. And I want to tell you something interesting.
Yeah.
The only minister of multiculturalism and citizenship the province ever had was my ministry. I pushed very hard so that there would be a minister for multiculturalism. I was the only one Ontario ever had. And when I was gone from the Ministry of Multiculturalism, it closed the ministry. So the only minister for multiculturalism is Tony Ruprecht. No other minister ever existed, and I hope that they will do it in the future. But the province never thought it was that important to look after the multicultural community as a specific ministry. And I thought that if my life's work, really, and I wrote the book called Toronto's Many Faces, is in fact the only book in Toronto about the multicultural community. I did that as a minister. So make a long story short, how your question was, what did give me the idea?
Yes.
The demand of 70 or more communities in Toronto who wanted a flag raising to remember their flag, and not only that, but they wanted to remember their country and the contribution that they made to Canada. It's a positive symbol to raise a flag. They know they're Canadians, but they're also proud of the heritage. And in this case, of course, they're very proud of the heritage because they're Romanians, and they have a rich culture, a rich tradition, and a good, rich language.
Since we are actually at the Romanian event, maybe you can mention to us what do you think, what is the Romanian people's contribution to the Canadian multicultural society?
Well, this afternoon, as you saw, the Consul General Stănescu gave an award to the President of the Engineering Association of Canada of Romanian roots. There's other countries that have that too, as you know, right? But they're engineers. So I think one of the biggest contributions that is being made by Romanians in Canada is through engineering. They meet every month, and they have about 3,000 members. So you can see the contribution of Romanians in Canada is mainly in that field. But you find them everywhere. Like for instance, you find people from all the ethnic groups. They have their special restaurants, and then they find them in the arts. You find them in the cultural programs. You find them as teachers and professors. So these Romanians are everywhere. Now here's an interesting fact for you. Here is an interesting fact for everybody. And the fact is this, that over 25% of Romanians, and they only make up about 26 million people, 25% of all these Romanians are not in Romania. Where are they? They're all over the world. Can you imagine that? Now, I think there's no other country like that, where you have 25, every fourth person has a profession in another country. So you're asking me about the contribution. The contribution is multifaceted because there's so many Romanians who come and have decided to go abroad. They may go back, they may send some money back, but what's the main issue here? The main issue is they're making a contribution.
Fantastic.